Ugh! Sorry if I sound a little weird. I have a really stuffy nose. It's like been bothering me for like ever. Oh my gosh. Okay, so anyways, I'm gonna be talking about something pretty controversial, as you see by the title. My personal opinion on suicide. Now, before I, talk about it, I do want to say I have thought about, wanting to off myself, and like I've been like in a bad mental uh area before. So I think I have a general idea of like the thought process. Um, but have I ever had the actual intention of doing it? No. I personally believe it should never really come down to blowing your brains out or something. But personally, I feel like the most the thing that causes most suicides is ourselves. Now, what I mean by that is other people, us as a human species. We bully each other. We we do a lot of bad things to each other, and I feel like that is the reason why most deaths are caused rather than like natural causes like getting sick or a natural disaster, things like that. Now don't fact check me on that. This is just what I think. I didn't check, but I feel like it's a pretty valid reason. Not sure. Okay, now my actual opinion on suicide. Like I stated before, I feel like it should really not come down to that. I believe it always gets better no matter how long it takes. It could be years, it could be decades, but it'll eventually get better. Now, it's the waiting process I feel like is, yeah, that most people don't last through. Or maybe it's just my mindset, but I don't know. It ends their suffering, I suppose, but I've always had this thought, like when you die, and let's say you had a bunch of grief and, sadness. And I've always had a thought, like, what if it doesn't disappear when you die? Like, what if it sticks with you through death? And another thing I want to say is, I've heard that if you, like, off yourself, you go to hell. No. Personally, if you're a non-believer, if you're a non-believer of, heaven and hell, that's perfectly fine. You know, it's what I personally think. Please don't attack me for my opinion. You know, I feel like I can speak on both sides. I feel like I have a general idea of like the thought process, but I'm not really too sure because everyone thinks differently. I guess I'm just talking based off of my experience. But I feel like when you off yourself, then what? You leave the burden of your death onto people that loved you. You leave your parents wondering how it got to that point and what they could have done differently. And plus, it can even lead to more suicides because of a loved one taking their life. That's pretty. It's a lot to take in when you hear about it, and that could cause another relative to want to do the same because what if they're like really close with them, all I'm saying is like it should never come down to it. I don't know why I keep repeating that. I guess it's true, but I shouldn't repeat that over and over. But no matter how it takes, and I'll stand by this. But yet again, people who are like suffering a lot, they get to a point where they think suicide is the only answer, and like maybe the thought of the burden leaving on other people isn't gonna make them wanna commit. It's just gonna make it worse. But I don't know. I'm not saying I'm downplaying suicide. It's the furthest thing from that. Um, But personally, I feel like, okay, sorry, I had to pause the recording for a second. I had to do something. Anyways, where was I? I don't really remember where I was. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's trace back to something else. When my ex first broke up with me, you know, it was terrible. It was probably the lowest point that I've ever been. Now, that's probably unrealistic. There's probably been a bunch of other moments of where I've been, you know, worse than when I was during that time period. But I feel like negativity can either make you or break you. Now, what I mean by that is when I first went into middle school, you know, I was a chubby kid, was pretty socially awkward. I didn't really have any friends. But when my ex broke up with me, you know, I didn't go on some crazy training arc like the second after it happened, obviously. I didn't even really go on a crazy training arc at all. I feel like most of it was carried by, I would sleep for most of my time. But my dad introduced me to a bench press? Yeah, bench press set. And he told me, you know, he really believes it can do me some good. You know, at first I didn't really do anything with it, but after a while I started lifting and lifting. You know, it felt pretty nice. It was definitely new, yeah, for sure. But I felt like it was making me stronger. Now I'm not saying everyone has a ways to go to when they're like broken up with. Oh, I think I have to sneeze. Oh my gosh. Hold on. It's coming. Wait, I think. Oh. Okay, never mind. Anyways. I feel like all that negativity made me a better person, yeah. Because when she broke up with me, I don't know why, but she would spread false rumors about me. Things I never did. And, you know, she'd tell everyone and their mom that I was a bad person. Which, honestly, I don't really know what I did. Looking back at it, yeah, I see the flaws that I did. But what she did outweighs what I did by tenfold. I'm not saying it's a competition, but like, jeez, like, that really made me think, like, what the hell, man? I think I'm getting off track. This isn't even about, you know, suicide anymore. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, anyways, that's my personal opinion about it. I had to, like, re-record this because, like, my computer like crashed. So yeah, I guarantee I said some more valid points in that first recording, but I deleted it. File was corrupted. But anyways, yeah, that's my opinion on suicide. Remember, not just men's mental health awareness is serious, but all mental health awareness is serious. If you ever need to talk to someone and you're in a really hard spot, definitely reach out to someone. And yeah, never let it get to that point, and keep pushing. Alright, thanks for watching.